Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we are doing the weekly September 15th to the 21st for the sign of Capricorn. I'm going to get right into it, Capricorns. Pull out your romance angel cards for the week. And don't forget, this video is timestamped, so you can go ahead in the top of the description and go to whatever section of the video you like and skip ahead. We have flirt. Nice, light, airy energy. We have unrequited love. Ooh, Capricorn. And we have love yourself first. Love yourself first did just come out, I believe, for Scorpio as well. All right, my lovely earth sign, Capricorns. Let's see what your animal spirits are going to be for the week. Now, of course, just like with the romance angel messages, this may or may not resonate with you all. And of course, just take what applies to you and your situation and ignore the rest, and that's fine too. Let's just see what you may or may not be walking with. Now, animal spirits can come in the form of people, energies, events. It really all depends on your situation. Capricorn, we have Scorpion energy. Fiery. When we talk about animal spirits, Scorpion is definitely a fiery element. Shark is, of course, water element. And we have the Phoenix. Ooh. So the Phoenix is associated with the first chakra. So we're talking about death and rebirth. The root chakra at the base of the spine. The second chakra being just a little ways up in the pelvic bone is where the Kundalini energy resides. But let's just go ahead and review these animal spirits before we get into your spreads. Okay, Scorpion energy. Scorpion energy, as far as an animal spirit, we're talking about fiery energy. This is an extremely competitive individual, right? Very fiery individual. This is a person who doesn't forget slights very easily. This is someone who could hold on to traumas and pain from the past for many, many years. Scorpion energy comes in to remind us to let go of trauma of the past, to let go of things in an effort to cease our own sort of misery, right? The Scorpion can be quite elusive in the sense that it likes to be in the shadows. It likes to hide in a way. It doesn't like all eyes on it. And that stinger is always ready to protect itself. Why? Because really at the heart of it, the Scorpion is a very sensitive animal creature. It has a lot of depth of feeling. And they want to protect themselves. And so this desire to protect themselves can sometimes result in you alienating people. And this is the lesson with this card, Scorpion energy. You know, you want to take care. Excuse me. Been doing videos all day. My throat is starting to pay the price, my voice at least. Scorpion energy comes in to admonish us to not be, you know, in an effort to protect your heart. Sometimes you can be too aggressive. Sometimes you can come across as too cold. Take care also not to hold on to things too tightly, thereby causing your own misery in a way. Scorpion energy, again, like I said, it's a very strong animal spirit and generally comes in when there is a time of rebirth happening. So there could be a lot of changes going on around you. And so Scorpion energy is there to remind us to embrace those changes, kind of let go of anything that you've been holding on to. Try not to be overly protective at this period of time, lest, like I said, lest you alienate those around you, right? The Scorpion definitely tends towards isolation, and so you want to be able to resolve these issues so that you can actually come out and enjoy life and live life to the fullest rather than shying away, especially at a time right now. We have shark energy. And the shark, of course, is water energy. Now, with the shark coming in, the shark reminds us that it is time to pay attention to emotions that are just beneath the surface. emotions that tend to be kind of rumbling beneath the surface. You know, this is not a time to pretend as if nothing's wrong. I believe the shark energy has been coming out for you, Capricorn, for quite some time. Shark reminds us that, you know, if we don't face up to some of these feelings that we have just beneath the surface, if we pretend that they're just going to go away or dissipate, that usually is not what happens, and they will rear their ugly heads at some point, right? And begin to interfere with your present day relationship. So, you know, the shark reminds us, you know, the shark is dangerous. When is the shark animal dangerous? It's dangerous when we ignore his presence. And the same can be said for certain feelings and emotions that are just, you know, underneath there, and they continue to be there. And we try to ignore them, and, you know, they can really wreak havoc at a later stage. Now, the phoenix, as I said, is in fact an ether mystical animal. The ether spirit animals are all either mystical animals or, mythical animals or mystical objects, right? And so the phoenix is a mythical animal, of course, associated with the first chakra, associated with freedom from suffering and past karma. We're talking about here, like, you know, burning off karma. We're talking about reincarnation. And so when the phoenix comes in, it's almost a rebirth in life. For some of you, you may be going through a rebirth right now. You may be really changing a lot about who you are and what you're representing, right? This is a very sort of enlightening sort of freedom that comes in. This is not the kind of freedom we associate with sort of like acting impulsively or hasty, burning bridges, or just cussing people out. We're talking about the phoenix represents a really and true, I want to say all-pervasive sort of rebirth, right? And in a very like positive and healthy way. You know, the friends that you have before that can come along with you, you will bring along with you. The ones you can't, it's not as though you alienate them, you know. So this whole process is very positive when you're talking about phoenix energy. Certainly the essence of the phoenix is within all of us when we realize that our suffering has really been too long, when we realize that we've been in a particular stage in our life for far too long, right? This is very complementary energy with Scorpion, because Scorpion energy can stay in certain stages for a long time, right? Periods of self-doubt or difficulty. And so the phoenix kind of comes in to rumble all that up. Certainly when Scorpion comes up, it's also just the awakening of that, the understanding that it's time to sort of let go. And then the phoenix kind of really just carries this energy even further. Phoenix helps you really burn through baggage and dead weight. You know, it's at a time when the phoenix comes in that's a lot easier also to let go. You really don't see the need to hold on to so many things that you had been holding on to. This is a very purative animal spirit to come in when Scorpio is on deck. All right, guys, so let me go ahead into your spread, Capricorn. We're going to pull out anywhere from 5 to 8 3-card forecasts for the week. Hopefully something here will resonate with you, and if it doesn't, that's fine too. If it does, please like and subscribe. Share the video on your social media. That's one of the things that really helps my channel to grow. Just sharing my video amongst your friends, your social media platforms, especially if you obviously if you resonate with the message and you feel that it is a message that your friends and family can benefit from. Sharing the video is probably one of the best things you can do, and I do appreciate it when you do that. All right, Capricorn, we're about to get out your forecast for the week. Again, this is timestamped, so you can go in the description and jump ahead if you'd like, or go back and review the forecast that you've already watched more easily. Hangman energy, there we go. So it's time. This is it. First card out, time to release the baggage, the obstacles. We have 2 of Swords and the Star. Wow. Okay. So the Hangman, it's almost as if this is like your major trump card for the reading, as it were, because Scorpion and Phoenix, this is exactly what we're talking about, you know? Breaking through obstacles, right? Coming out of stuck positions, periods of our lives that we feel as though have been too long. We have stayed in them for too long, stagnated for too long. And most recently, the Hangman only comes in when you start to realize this stagnation. You can see the enlightenment that's happening around his head. So the Hangman shows up in a reading when the Querent, that is you, has already had an inkling or has already woken up to the fact that it's time to make a change. So Hangman card usually comes in to reaffirm that realization and remind you that yes, indeed, it is time to make a change. Two of Swords is in. So some of you are starting to realize, or it could very well be that some of you, it may be that you were in Hangman energy because you were forced to sort of make a decision between two options that you just were unable to make for a very long time, and therefore that whole sort of effort has kept you very stagnated, has kept you kind of stuck in a certain stage in your life, right? The thing with Two of Swords is to realize that it isn't really about choice but balance. If you can come to that kind of realization, right, and acknowledging certainly how you feel, certainly acknowledging your desires and your ambitions here with the star energy, you may actually be able to go past this kind of hangman stuck position, learning how to balance two options in your life. This could be careers. This could be career and family. This could be a pastime or something that you feel very passionate about, something that you're involved in, right? A project or art that you may be involved in, philanthropy, whatever the case may be. You know, that and the choice and then something else in your life, like your career, your family, what have you. And this seemingly impossible choice that you feel you have to make because you don't think you can have both of them in your lives. Two of Swords reminds us eventually that it's not about making a choice, but it's about finding a balance between the two. And ultimately, you start to really move closer to your true wish for yourself, which star energy is there. You just can't deny it anymore. This is certainly a time for you to acknowledge a lot. Love yourself first. Judgment, Nine of Swords, and Page of Wands. So Judgment, Nine of Swords has come out for almost every single sign this week in the forecasts. A lot of you are letting go. A lot of you are showing a lot of compassion. The Judgment card is all about compassion and looking at situations from more sides than just your own. Understanding that every situation has more to it. And so once you start to see that, your compassion starts to grow because you start to understand that there is no room for judgment. This is almost like an awakening that a lot of people are having this week, guys. I want to say this is like really for the collective because judgment has come out almost for every single reading. Judgment has come out at least in one of the forecasts, but for most readings it has in fact come out as the first card of the forecast. So it's really like certainly the people who are coming to my videos as a collective, this week is going to be a week of freedom in a lot of ways. Freeing yourself from a lot of guilt and unnecessary attachments, freeing yourself from judgment calls that you've put on others and yourself. It's really going to feel like a sense of lightening up the oppressive feeling maybe that you've had for some while, just lightening your burdens, right? Releasing burdens. Some of you, however, will continue to have some sleepless nights as a result. You continue to have worries and anxieties this week, Capricorn, and this could be related to something very different. It could also be related to kind of like, it's almost like you've come to this point in your life where you realize that maybe you didn't need to be as judgmental in some situation, right? You kind of release yourself from that, but you still maintain a kind of regret. There's still a lot of regret and therefore a lot of anxiety. I think later on this week, there will be a conversation or a meeting that you have with somebody that will hopefully pull you out of this kind of negative thinking, because this meeting is going to be about something very new in your life coming in, maybe a project. It is a Page of Wands sort of meeting, so we're talking about a rebirth creatively. So some of you Capricorns, yeah, you're having some sleepless nights this week, but you kind of end on a creative high note that I think will pull you out of this kind of, I want to say pretty melancholy, sentimental kind of vibe that some of you are going through this week. It's only for the week though. 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, and King of Swords. So some of you are feeling quite alienated. You may be going through a period of financial hardship this week. Bills may be coming in that you're having to shoulder yourself. Some of you are certainly going through a kind of difficult time this week in the sense that you're having to come up with a lot of creative ways to deal with a lot of kind of obstacles in your way, a lot of problems that are coming up. Some of you are dealing with a King of Swords this week. This could be a family member or a friend who's going to help you kind of cut through all the BS. This is somebody that you like to bounce ideas off of, certainly. Someone I'm going to say who's older than you, who's probably, in general, is somebody that you will go to oftentimes when you need to get clarity and understanding. This person is resonating as King of Swords. They can be quite fiery, but for the most part, they're a real intellectual, a real thinker, and not for anything if it's not just for the sake of having a relaxing coffee with this person is going to help you get through this week where you really feel like you're having to shoulder a lot of hardship financially and also just energetically. Ace of Wands, 2 of Cups, and 10 of Pentacles. Some of you have started a new project and it is involving a commitment in a relationship as well. It's quite interesting. You have Ace of Wands, 2 of Cups, and 10 of Pentacles. It's almost as if some of you have everything coming together this week, Capricorn. You have a love connection that comes together. You have a new beautiful project that is starting in your area of passion. And then with that 10 of Pentacles, it's almost as if this project and this love connection almost combine to make the perfect storm for you in a sense in terms of what you want for your abundance. 10 of Pentacles shows that you have really gotten to a level where you've achieved everything, Capricorn. You have the wonderful love relationship, you have the wonderful business coming in, and you have here the vehicle for your creative outlets. So for some of you, this is a real kind of reward week for all of the hard work. This is a real setting off springboard week as well for a next stage in your life where you're starting off with a really good love connection, a really good endeavor, right? Or goal that you're trying to manifest and reach. And certainly a good level of status and abundance that's supporting all of this. And this may be the culmination of a lot of hard work for some of you Capricorns, certainly. We have Hermit, 10 of Swords, and Page of Cups. Wow, this is really beautiful. Some of you have certainly been feeling very alone and solitary. You may have been walking a really spiritual path for quite some time in the sense that you've chosen to be alone. Hermit card is up, so of course, there has been an aspect of spiritual sort of development or progression to this alone time or this alienation or solitude that you've been experiencing. But this week, what's interesting is that you come to the end of a period in your life. I want to say you come to the end of this kind of really difficult period. Some of you have been living 2 lives. Some of you have been walking, I want to say it's almost as if when you leave your apartment, you go out and it's like you do this very difficult job. It could be a job that really knocks you down sometimes, that can be very emotional. Your ego or your pride takes a lot of bangs in this job, right? But you do it, and you do it as well as you can, and then you come home, and then when you're home, you lead this very solitary sort of almost meditative life, you know. But it's as if this side of your life ends, this hardship, this part of your life that has really been nothing but painful for you ends this week. But it ends in a good way. It ends in a way where you are come out of it a new person. Your ego is sort of developed. And also a page comes in. A page of cup comes in for some of you. This is a love connection or a token of love that somebody would like to give you this week. It's really, really beautiful. I want to say for some of you Capricorns who have been living a very reclusive life, even if you're a little bit older, maybe you're kind of in the second stage of your life, 50s and plus, You may have been walking quite a difficult path for right now, but it's almost as if you come out of this and you get this really nice love connection here coming in. It's very like youthful and nice. It's not anything serious, but it really comes in for this particular Capricorn at the perfect time. 5 of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Devil. Some of you are certainly having a power struggle. All right, you're having a power struggle with someone, and then there's this inkling of an opportunity coming in, and it's almost as if you say to yourself, okay, what do I do now? The devil is here. Like, which way do I go? Some of you like the power struggle. You like this competitiveness of the 5 of Wands. That can certainly be scorpionic energy in a sense. But this new opportunity coming in could... it could represent a real change for you, Capricorn, a real change for how you work and how you take advantage of the opportunities coming into your life. It's as if you have two choices. You can carry on with this power struggle way of interacting, or you can take this, but the devil is in, and it's almost like very difficult to choose, because for some of you, you enjoy the fire, you enjoy the power struggle, and so you're really trying to decide which is the best path for you. Again, this could, for some of you who choose to take the Page of Pentacles, I'm going to say this could be a real rebirth for you in terms of your life and in terms of how you conduct yourself in your career specifically, and in business and in the ways you've been conducting yourself. All right, Capricorn? This is your September 15th to the 21st reading. I hope it did resonate. Like I said before, if you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. Share the video on your social media. It's one of the best ways to help me grow my channel, just sharing your video amongst your friends and family. But for right now, I really enjoyed you coming along. Thank you so much for showing me the love of watching my video. If you want to like it or comment below, that would be great. I also respond to all the comments. But for right now, Capricorn, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Sunday for the weeklies. Bye-bye.